Captain Jake Morrison had seen many strange sights during his 15 years exploring the Outer Rim territories, but nothing compared to the massive crystalline palace floating in the void before him. The structure pulsed with ethereal blue light, its faceted walls reflecting the distant stars like a cosmic jewel. His ship's communication array crackled to life as an urgent transmission cut through the static. "Human vessel, this is Queen Lyra of the Nexari Empire," came a melodious yet desperate voice. "I require immediate assistance. Please respond." Jake leaned forward in his captain's chair, studying the readings on his tactical display. The palace showed no weapon signatures, though its sheer size suggested immense technological capability. He had heard whispers of the Nexari in distant trading posts, described as an ancient race of crystalline beings who rarely interacted with other species. "This is Captain Morrison of the Earth vessel Wanderer," he replied. "What kind of assistance?" "Do you need, Your Majesty?" "Captain Morrison, I am transmitting docking coordinates. Time is of critical importance. My daughter's life hangs in the balance." Against the better judgment of his crew, Jake ordered the ship to dock with the alien structure. The airlock sealed with a soft hiss, and he stepped through into a corridor that seemed carved from pure sapphire. Luminescent veins pulsed through the walls, creating an otherworldly ambience that made his skin tingle with static electricity. Queen Lyra awaited him in a vast chamber whose ceiling stretched beyond sight. She stood nearly 8 feet tall, her body composed of translucent blue crystal that refracted light into dancing rainbows. Her face, though alien in its geometric perfection, conveyed unmistakable anguish. Crown-like formations jutted from her head, and her eyes glowed with an inner fire that spoke of both immense power and desperate hope. "Human, you must save my daughter," she said, her voice resonating through the crystalline chamber like a bell. "Princess Vera has been taken by the Shadow Collective, a group of rogue miners who seek to harvest our people's essence for their own dark purposes." Jake felt a chill run down his spine. He had encountered the Shadow Collective before, a brutal organization that trafficked in exotic technologies and rare biological materials. They showed no mercy to any species they deemed profitable. "Why come to me?" Jake asked. "Surely your empire has military forces far more powerful than a single human ship." Queen Lyra's crystalline form dimmed slightly. "Our people are beings of pure energy given physical form. We cannot survive in the harsh environments where the Shadow Collective operates. Their base lies within a dying star system, surrounded by radiation that would dissolve our bodies instantly. But humans—" She paused, studying him with those blazing eyes. "Humans adapt. Humans endure. Humans find ways to accomplish the impossible when others cannot." Jake understood now. Throughout the galaxy, humanity had earned a reputation for surviving in conditions that would kill most other species. Their stubborn refusal to accept defeat had become legendary among the starfaring races. "What can you tell me about their stronghold?" Jake asked. The Queen gestured, and a holographic display materialized between them, showing a fortress built into the surface of a barren asteroid. "The Shadow Collective has constructed their base within the Crimson Nebula, using the radiation as a natural shield. They believe themselves untouchable there. My daughter is being held in the central tower, where they are slowly draining her life force to power their weapons." Jake studied the tactical information flowing across the display. The fortress bristled with defensive systems, and the surrounding space teemed with patrol ships. It would be a suicide mission for any conventional military force. "I'll need specialized equipment," Jake said. "Radiation shielding, stealth systems, and something to neutralize their energy-draining technology." Queen Lyra nodded, her form brightening. "With hope, I can provide all of this and more. Our technology, combined with human ingenuity, may be enough to succeed where others would fail." Hours later, Jake's ship had been upgraded with necessary crystal matrix shielding that could deflect the nebula's deadly radiation. His engines now hummed with harmonized energy cells that made his vessel nearly invisible to most scanning systems. Most importantly, he carried a small crystalline device that could disrupt the Shadow Collective's energy siphoning equipment. The journey to the Crimson Nebula took 3 days of hard travel through hyperspace. As Jake's ship emerged into normal space, the dying red giant star bathed everything in an ominous crimson glow. The radiation levels would have been lethal to most species, but the Nexari modifications held strong. Jake piloted his ship through the asteroid field with practiced skill, avoiding the automated defense platforms and patrol vessels that swept the area in regular patterns. The Shadow Collective's base loomed ahead, a dark metal growth that seemed to devour the red light around it. Using microthrusters, Jake maneuvered his ship to a docking port on the fortress's underside. The stealth systems kept him hidden from their sensors as he cut through the outer hull with a plasma torch. The corridors beyond were filled with the harsh lighting and industrial atmosphere typical of Shadow Collective facilities. Jake moved through the base with methodical precision, avoiding guard patrols and security cameras. The central tower rose like a malevolent spear toward the nebula's heart, and at its peak he found Princess Vera. The Nexari princess hung suspended in a web of dark energy conduits, her crystalline form flickering weakly as the machines drained her essence. She was smaller than her mother, more delicate in appearance, but even in her weakened state, Jake could see the same inner fire burning in her geometric features. Jake activated the disruption device Queen Lyra had given him. The energy web sparked and failed, and Princess Vera collapsed to the floor. Jake caught her, surprised by how light she felt despite her crystalline composition. "Can you move?" he asked. "I believe so," she replied, her voice like distant chimes. "But the fortress is on alert. They know someone has breached their defenses." Jake smiled grimly. "Then we'd better make this interesting." Instead of trying to sneak back to his ship, Jake led Princess Vera to the fortress's main reactor. Using shaped charges from his equipment belt, he planted explosives throughout the power core. As alarms blared and Shadow Collective forces converged on their position, Jake triggered the charges. The fortress shuddered as its power systems overloaded. In the chaos and darkness that followed, Jake and Princess Vera fought their way back to his ship. They launched just as the entire structure began to collapse, the loss of its central reactor causing a cascade failure throughout the base. As they cleared the nebula's edge, Jake opened a communication channel to Queen Lyra's palace. The Queen's relief was palpable when she saw her daughter safe. "Captain Morrison," Queen Lyra said, "the Nexari Empire is forever in your debt. How can we repay such courage?" Jake looked at Princess Vera, who had regained much of her luminous strength during the journey. "Just remember that humans and Nexari can accomplish great things when we work together. The galaxy is vast enough for all of us to thrive." As Jake's ship approached the crystalline palace, he reflected on the mission. Once again, human determination and adaptability had succeeded where others might have failed. The bond forged between species through shared adversity would serve them well in the challenges that lay ahead among the stars.